everyone, welcome to this very special presentation on India Today. With me is my colleague Vikrant Gupta, and 2 days back, I would have actually started with Mr. Goenka, part of my four-member panel. Ajinkya Rahane, Steve Smith, yes, they're together. Mr. Goenka and Ben Stokes. I would have asked you my first question, you know that's my pattern, but after what's transpired, in fact, Ajinkya refusing beer, today they are having tuyam. It's a great moment, and that's what IPL does, isn't it, Ajinkya? I'll go with you first.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't refuse it, but we had our own celebration in the dressing room. It was a great moment for all of us. Great series. Australians played really well.
I have an answer to that. You have to have 200 meals with Steve over the next 2 months. So you thought, why start early?
I'm really good with Steve, and we played cricket together, and I'm really happy at the moment. And yes, this looks too good, too yum. Healthy snack, and you can eat this anytime, anywhere.
Superb. Steve, I'll ask you one before Vikrant fires. When he was hitting those sixes and that cameo, were you at all thinking, I've got my opener set?
Yeah, he was going along at pretty good clips, so it was nice to see him find a little bit of form like that before IPL. Hopefully we can see some of those balls clear the boundary this year. He's been a terrific player in across all formats, but in IPL he's had a great run over many years, and hopefully we can see him have another good run this year for RPS.
But you had a great series yourself. I mean, does that set you up as well? Yes, intensity, yes, banter, yes, sledging, all of that, but Australia exceeded expectations, setting you up for captaincy of the rising Pune Supergiant?
Yeah, look, I'm really excited about leading this side and playing in this edition of the IPL. It's obviously a different format of the game to what we've just come up against in Test cricket, so T20 cricket's a great tournament to be involved in this IPL, and hopefully we can have some success as a team.
And Steve, considering the way the series was played and so much was said on and off the field, it's a rare picture, both of you sitting together on the same couch. Virat has clarified. He said the other day that he's not going to be friends with the Australians. Today he said he was just talking about a couple of Australians. Where do you fall, you think?
That's probably more of a question for Virat, I think. That's for him to decide. As far as I'm concerned, you play harder out in the field, and once you're off the field, you can enjoy a conversation together and things like that. So, I've got no issues there, and it's great now to be sitting next to Jinx. I've enjoyed some time with him over the last couple of years, playing in the same team together, and I'm excited about playing with him again this year as well.
Mr. Goenka, to you, I mean, you are making this possible. This rare picture that is going out to the world. 14.5 crores, Ben is thinking about it, I'm sure has been thinking.
He already has a plan.
Yeah, he already has a plan. I mean, when that bidding was going on and we were like, where does this stop? But to make this possible, captain, star player, quite a lot of excitement before going in?
Absolutely. I think it gives us a lot of confidence. You've got such great leaders, such great players, such great athletes in your team. I think we are going to have a crack at the trophy. We believe we have everything going for us. And we are going to certainly give it our best.
And plus you've got Dhoni, who's been one of the outstanding performers in this IPL.
And we have MS, we have Imran Tahir, we have Adam Zampa. So we have everything going for us.
Embarrassment of riches.
Well, I think we just have to make sure that we deliver up to expectations.
Ben, firstly to sort of expect that kind of money, to go for highest paid international star ever, does that add to pressure? And the second is a more interesting one. I mean, when these two were going at each other 2 days back, you have to play mediator on the field.
I mean, I wasn't too sure what to expect, when the auction came along, but there was a few teams who were bidding, so that's always a good thing, I guess, in terms of that side of it. But I've said to a few people, no matter what I went for, the goal would have been exactly the same, once I crossed over that line, because that's what we take pride in as cricketers, is how we perform out on the field. Once you get over that line, there's sort of nothing else matters except trying to be a part of winning games for the team that you're stepping on the field for.
Ben, were you tuned into the India-Australia series? I mean, you were part of what has been a very long Indian home season. England played 5 test matches and then the Australia series. There are suggestions that this India-Australia series was almost at par with the 2005 Ashes. I mean, the rivalry, the kind of cricket that the two teams played.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the standard of cricket and the attention that it got, you could say that it was like the 2005 Ashes. I mean, the competitive side of cricket really did come out in that series of India and Australia. But you know, the two guys there summed it up brilliantly, perfectly well, actually. You know, considering what has been said, what's gone on, to then be sat here and then be brushing that under the table and then just be thinking about stepping out on the field together. And that's, you know, the driving point is, you know, it's good for cricket to see that, you know, you have two guys fighting against each other to then, you know, just be able to, as I say, swap under the carpet and think about going forward.
What an antithesis it was. I mean, the English couldn't get Virat out and you were not letting him score runs.
And to add to that, what is it about you and India? I mean, 800s or 700s in the last 10 games. Mr. Goenka must be counting how many you will score in the 14. I mean, India and Steve Smith, there's some love affair there.
Yeah, I guess I've been fortunate to score a few runs against India, and hopefully I can bring that form into this season of IPL. Sanjiv actually sent me a message. He goes, we have 400s in the IPL this year? I said, geez, I hope so. But we'll see how that goes. But hopefully I can bring my form across to this format.
And Steve, the sample size is a lot now, more than 5,000 test runs. You average just right next to Don Bradman. I mean, that is phenomenal.
He's a fairway in front of me, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
99.
It's phenomenal.
But
It's
60
phenomenal.
plus is serious stuff. I mean,
Thank you.
And more than 5,000 test runs to go with that.
No, thank you. Yeah, look, I pride myself on my performances, and I try and do the best for whichever team I'm playing for. So, you know, it's been a great series against India just recently. The cricket that was played throughout that series was magnificent, and you know, I want to get rid of that now. I've had enough of that series. It's passed, and now it's about focusing on this edition of the IPL, which I'm really excited about.
Mr. Goenka, coming to you, you know, there is no doubt it's a quality unit. Ben Stokes, Steve Smith, Ajinkya Rahane, Ravi Ashwin, one can keep rattling. But having run a business, what is it that, you know, sort of, what is the team ethic that one, I mean, only having top players doesn't make a great team, isn't it?
It's about actually combining everything into a winning combination. It's about actually going with the belief that you can win. It's about going in with a positive approach and having a strategy for each game. And I think we've had it in football. I do hope we can carry that over to cricket.
So are you putting pressure on Steve and Ajinkya and Ben already?
I'm already putting pressure, yes, certainly.
You know,
And the heat is on.
I had said this in one of my previous shows with Sanjiv Goenka, that come semi-finals, if they are there, we'll celebrate with 200 packets of two yum. We'll do that again?
For sure.
Okay, so we have these players committed to India today again. Ajinkya, any concern with form? I mean, by your standards, and when I say your standards, I think the Lord's 100, the Australia 100, and you and I have gone back a long way. I've seen you grow as a star. Any concern except that last innings compared to the standards you set?
Not really. I mean, I was really confident during this series. Unfortunately, I didn't get any big runs, but I was batting really well. And as a batsman, I believe that you have to be confident in every innings. I'm really confident at the moment. In test matches, it's all about how you convert your starts, how you think in different situations, how you adapt to different situations. I thought I was batting really well. I was middling the ball really well, and as a batsman, you want that. You are middling the ball well, and I'm really confident at the moment going into this IPL season, and I'm sure I will do well for my team.
Steve, a beautiful series, hard-fought series. Do you think there was jingoism on either side in terms of the media? I mean, the Australian media has been very, very unfair on Virat, calling him names, obnoxious names as well. Do you think it could have been dealt better by the media?
Yeah,
by the Indian media or the Australian media?
Oh, tough question. No, look, I don't read a lot of the media, to be perfectly honest with you, when I'm playing. I like to sort of drown all that out and just play the game. So from that point of view, I haven't seen a lot of stuff. But yeah, look, for me it was about just playing in a great series of cricket. It was a fantastic series to be involved in, and India thoroughly deserved to win the series 2-1. But I've said it now, and I really want to stop talking about that series. It's all over and it's complete, and I just want to focus on this edition of the IPL now.
Do you think that has actually set the IPL up? Given the intensity that series generated, Steve Smith, everybody in this country knows Steve Smith. I mean, not only for his performance, the way he led that Australian team, the competition, Ajinkya as captain, do you think it has set the IPL up?
I think it helped, for sure. And I think I've always said this. I've always felt it that Steve is a great leader. And I expect great things from him this season.
Ben, when you come into a tournament like this with the tag of the world's best all-rounder, do you put pressure on yourself? I mean, because clearly there is this thing that Ben Stokes at the moment is the runaway best all-rounder in the world.
I think that, you're always going to have pressure on yourself, and that's probably the hardest person to please is yourself, because you always want to be better than what you do. And always wanting to perform. Being an all-rounder, you get the opportunity to change the game with, either bat or ball. So, but always wanting to be a part of the big moments in the game. I guess that's where the pressure gets put on from myself. So, in terms of that, I think I always put pressure on myself to perform.
And getting used to the conditions won't be a problem, but maybe getting used to the heat could be. You played a series here, but that was winters. Now it is sizzling summers.
I thought it was summer, it was that hot in the winter, to be honest.
It's 40 degrees today in Delhi.
Yeah. That would be another thing to get used to. You get exposed to different conditions, everything, wickets, humidity, weather, whatever it is. So it'll take some getting used to, I guess, if it's going to be that hot. I've got a little bit of experience in terms of the conditions, what it's like to play out here, wickets, outfields, crowds, whatever it is. So, the weather might just take a bit of getting used to.
I'll ask one question to Ajinkya before I take a quick break and come back with Vikrant. Ajinkya, the IPL, scandal notwithstanding, controversy notwithstanding, all of these problems notwithstanding, the brand is still robust. He mentioned 40 degrees, you still have 50,000 people, 70,000 people, 80,000 people coming and watching it. It's a great tournament.
It's a great tournament. Personally, I really learned a lot from this tournament. I felt this tournament gave me an opportunity to express myself at the highest level. You're facing different bowlers, best bowlers in the world, and it's a perfect platform for all the youngsters, all the players to express themselves, because the whole world is watching you. You are facing Dale Steyn, or you're facing, any other bowler. All the bowlers are great. So it's a great opportunity, great platform for the youngsters, all the players to do well and make your name.
We've got some lovely healthy snacks in front of us. Let's munch a couple. We'll come back after a quick break. Steve doesn't he needs encouragement to have his first snack. We'll give him that in this very short break. Come back with more.
Ajinkya, a long season for India. The 10 test victories for India and the 13 that they played, remarkable for India as well.
Yeah, it was a long season for us, and as I said before that we had everyone contributed really well. That's all it's all about, because I feel that against England, against Australia, Bangladesh, New Zealand, everyone performed really well. From 1 to number 7, number 8, number 9 got 100. Ashwin has been fantastic. Jadeja was fabulous. Especially in this series. So we all are a proud unit at the moment. Number 1 test team, and it's a great moment for all of us.
It all began in Australia 2 years ago. Ever since that series, India has not lost a test series. They won 7 on the trot.
Yeah, I think we've been playing together from Australia, since Australia, and I think from West Indies till now, I felt that we improved series by series. We worked really hard for this, and credit goes to not only for players, but I think support staff like Anil Kumble, Sanjay Bangal, Sridhar, everyone. They worked really hard with all of us.
Coming back to Steve, is there a formula when it's a tournament like this? You have senior players, established stars, but youngsters also who have not been exposed to this level. Is there, when you captain an Australian team and when you captain rising Pune Supergiant, what's the difference?
I guess with the IPL, you're together for 6 weeks as a team, and you try and get the best out of each individual that's around you, and you've got to give guys freedom to express what they want to do out on the field, and we've got a very good side here. We've got some good young Indian players. We've got some good overseas players. So we've got a good mix of I guess, youth experience and international experience as well. So I think we've got a good group together to really give this tournament a shake.
I'm sure you must have thought about how to use MS Dhoni. Real match winner, perhaps the best white ball captain, X-factor player. He's never played under somebody in recent times, but how you plan to use him?
Yeah, look, obviously he's renowned as one of the best match winners ever to play the white ball format of the game, and he's certainly a guy that can hit the ball over the fence at will. So he's going to be a big player for us throughout this IPL, that's for sure.
And one of the biggest debates in India over a period of time, the last 5-6 years, has been on MS's batting slot.
Yeah,
I mean, he would bat at 6 or 7. Ajinkya has played under him, and people want him to bat higher. People have suggested that he should bat number 3, 4, 5. He doesn't listen. Is there any plan that you have?
We'll wait and see. I don't want to give too much strategy away before the tournament starts.
You've got to push him.
We'll see how we go. We'll leave that to the game times and see what's suited for each situation.
Mr. Goenka, hands-on owner, hands-off owner. With these people, you don't have to be hands-on.
There's no desire to be hands-on. I think there's no need to be hands-on. We've got a great leadership team.
But the same question, is there a person... Look, there is Sanjiv Goenka, the team owner. There is Sanjiv Goenka, the cricket fan. Same question. Where do you want to see MS Dhoni bat? Didn't you feel 6 is too low, he can come up the order?
A personal view cannot influence the team view. And what you see as a fan or a spectator is not what you see as a part of the team administration.
You're being diplomatic. You won't give
No, but then I'm sure there's a sense of there would be a sense of fulfillment, that kind of team that you have as a fan and also as an owner. How do you look at the other teams vis-a-vis your own team?
I think every team is very good. It would be presumptuous to say any team is better or worse. I think each team has stars. Each team has great players. Each one of them have got the best possible combination.
Pune better than the rest?
Well, I would like to believe that we are better than the rest. I think at least we are very confident for sure.
Ben, do you set goals? I mean, personal goals, debut IPL, world is looking at it, the money tag, best all-rounder, great team. Do you set goals for yourself? What will satisfy you?
No, I mean, I've never ever done anything like that. I've never sat myself down and put out ahead of me how many runs I want to get, how many wickets I want to get in the summer, because I think they can be misleading sometimes, because you can have a good summer but not reach the goals that you sat down at the start and accomplish, and then you can almost feel like you haven't achieved what you wanted to. But you could be a part of a successful team. So at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing is being part of a team that does well. So setting personal goals isn't something that I've ever really done. It's just trying to contribute towards the team winning.
But you would also be the go-to man for Steve in terms of any victory celebrations, because he's got the money to take care of everything.
He's got first round after our first win, that's for sure.
He's just go-to man, not Mr. Sanjiv Goenka. He's the man.
He has to. I was about to ask him that when that happened, the next day, did you order something already?
No, I had 3 hours sleep and then I had to get on a train down to London. So.
Yeah, we now know why he had 3 hours sleep. You can't have 14.5 crores. Neither of us will ever earn that. So 3 hours later, he suddenly had that dream. I've earned this money, deservedly so. And we've loved watching you. Yes, when you score against us, it hurts. But this time when you score for the IPL, we'll all celebrate because it's a talent in action. Having said that, this is one bit of a controversial question. Are you going to stay the full duration?
I have to be back in England on a certain date, but I think I got informed, this morning, that apparently I can stay for the full group game.
Wow, so now there is a celebration coming from Sanjiv Goenka on that, and Steve has to contribute to that.
Well, Stokesy can help get us to the final, then we can
You'll
win
take it. And we know that Ajinkya in the last few minutes can bat like James Bond.
And you ordered new bats. I mean, you got new bats before you went to Ranchi. I mean, did they help?
Well, they must have done okay, didn't they?
Did you play with them?
No, I used one bat the whole way through the series.
Okay, final round of questions.
Yes.
Start with Ajinkya. Ajinkya, I mean, from those days in Rajasthan Royals to captain of India has been quite a journey. Winning the IPL with Pune Supergiant, the second and final year of this team, is that something that really sort of will push you on? Especially because the last season wasn't that good.
See, first of all, I think captaining India was a great moment for me, a proud moment for me. And right now here, yes, I mean, we want to win this cup, and I'm sure this season we will give our best. As you know that we have the great team, great potential, young players, all the Indians, international players. So I'm sure everyone will give their best, and I'm sure end of this season you will see us as winners.
And that beer thing?
Will that happen tonight?
Now that the test series is over.
He doesn't drink, I think.
I'm sure we'll catch up at some point.
Yeah, sure.
But Steve, when you play RCB, any extra motivation?
No, not really. I'm motivated every time I walk out on the field, so no, not at all.
One question I wanted to ask you, and I do that with certain captains, not just the sports persons. There's a captain and there's a leader. Steve, what's your formula for leadership? What is that Steve Smith has it in him that makes him a great leader?
I try and get the best out of the people around me. I think that's really important, and for me it's about ensuring that I'm leading from the front with my performances and the way I do things off the field as well. So whether that be training or speaking to the people around me to ensure that you're trying to get the best out of them. That's all you can do, and if guys are giving their best and not leaving anything out on the field, then you're hopefully going to be in a good place. So it's about just making sure that you're giving it your all and enjoying every moment of it as well.
You're a business leader, top of your game at the moment. Any special matches for you? Would you want to beat KKR a little bit more, or maybe Mrs. Ambani in her backyard?
No, I don't think we look at it that way. A win is a win and a loss is a loss. No matter.
Come on.
The
There's
points are
one
the
date
same.
that you said, which is May 21st.
Well, I think as long as we get there, we are happy.
So, they have not been diplomatic. He is being today for some reason. Because, I mean, your fan base in Kolkata will want... How many messages did you get when you bought that team from fans saying you've got to win in Kolkata?
Several.
So,
A few thousand, actually a couple of lakhs.
those will want him to win that game against KKR for sure. And, I mean, I can tell you he wants to win that game. Ben, this is one tournament that the world loves to watch. I mean, yes, playing England, but this is one, it's sort of billions and billions will be watching. Any statement on IPL? England players have been missing out for a while.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've always expressed our opinions about in the past, saying that we want to be able to play in these competitions. IPL being, the biggest franchise competition that cricket can offer, really. But we've been unfortunate with the time of our summer at home that it's been quite hard to do that. But now, I think ECB being very good and letting not just myself but 3 or 4 other guys come out and experience it. Because we want to get better as 2020 players. We don't have franchise competition in England yet, so the more chance we get to focus on specific 2020 skills over this 6-week time, I'm sure it'll only do us a world of good in the future.
You have the last word for sure. Put a team together. You've twice won football. Not the greatest season in cricket, but if all go well to plan, dreaming like you did after 3 years.
Well, I think we certainly hope that we'll have a way better performance this year than last year. Pray for us.
And what's the message that's going out? Beer between these two, another 14.5 sometime.
I think celebration for RPS is the message.
With too young.
With too young.
Fabulous. On that note, we'll have many more Tuyams, we'll have many more beers. We'll insist that Ajinkya, even if he is a teetotaler, will drink one. For Sanjiv, for Ben, for Steve, because ultimately it's a celebration of cricket. That's what IPL is. And we will bring you many more shows, Vikrant and I, on India Today, right through the season. If they win, rather, if they make the playoffs, we'll be back with Ajinkya, with Steve, with Ben, and of course with Mr. Goenka. Thanks for watching.
फ्रिज ऊपर फ्रीजर नीचे आ गया है उल्टे रेफ्रिजरेटर्स को सीधा करने आयर का नया BMR